Hello everyone, Lord.agion here with another great Goo Replay. Spawn on the left side, we have Pluck. Spawn on the right side, we have Swaix. Currently at the 2-minute mark. The game's starting to get a bit more interesting. We got this commando just constantly shooting at this building. Of course, the trident will clean it up once it gets into range. But we have a stalker out. You can see here that the now this trident will actually, he's trying to stutter step the commando to death. Not like he's kite, not like a stutter step, but more like just kite. And see here, now he's going to try to get some harvester kills, but you have to be careful on the ones that come back because they do explode. You can see there was explosion there. It did actually do 100 damage to the refinery. I think it was 100. It could have been a bit less depending if they actually shot the refinery from earlier. A little bit of animation bug where it's laying down the ground, the refinery. And he's also trying to run back to these walls. He's trying, by the looks of it, he's trying to get his commandos on top of the wall. So they could just sit up there and shoot. Walls, they don't have any armor, because it'd be a bit overpowered if they did have armor. But they're very tanky, so look at this. He's going to put this commando up here. Looks like he got 2 refineries out. Looks like he's putting 2 small hubs. Currently, the human player also has 2 refineries. The commando was firing earlier, but the problem is now these units are now in the bush. So they're going to safely attack that wall within safety. Of course, when he starts building the extractor, the commando starts shooting it. Probably should have built the wall, perhaps down here, so they couldn't shoot into the wall without being in the bush. But it's relatively a small investment. It costs like what? 50 for the wall and I think 80 for the commando. And looks like 2 small hubs with factories. Ball here, and looks like he's just going to be expanding. He probably is going to get another refinery here when this is done and place the extractor there. This wall's still here. Perhaps he could just sell it up because it currently has no point. Every little credit counts. Both sides are currently building a refinery due to the fact that that's why there's such a large deficit in the economy. Currently it's 3 refinery to the 1, 2, 3 refineries. So both of them have, well, soon to be 3rd refinery. Here's what's something. Rate of fire 0.75. Damage 9, penetration 3. I'm just curious. And we got, oh, these tridents now cleaning up this wall. This just shows you how much health the wall actually has. Looks like another refinery is down. Will we see a 4th refinery for the beater player? Nope, looks like he's going to build a bit of an army. Looks like a mix of commandos and stalkers. I'm surprised he doesn't do infinite build queue and then just pause him when he's done with building stuff. But it is what it is. Game's slowing down quite a bit. You can see he's actually, look at this, he's building a lot of conduit wires, so he's going, yeah, perhaps another anti-heavy there. Clearing up this catalyst vent plug. All this extra wire prevents the structures from depowering if they get just by wiping out one of the conduit wire. Looks like he's getting another anti-heavy sentinel there. Did he sell that, or he's just moving? Yeah, he's just moving it to here. Looks like I got a bit of a force. Perhaps just harassing Perhaps trying to scout out like a light harassment, heavy scouting force to see if there's any extractors there. But he's expanding down here. Class plugs have 4,000 health, with 4 times the amount than a wall, so it does take a long time to kill, with just a handful of tridents. Got a handful of tridents also up here, so he's trying to explode defense. Perhaps he could expand this conduit wire all the way up here, so he can be ready to teleport his sentinels over here if needed, if that side were to attack. Doubling up his conduit wire to prevent a single cutoff for power. And looks like we're not seeing much else. Looks like there's an upgrade. Looks like he's going stealth sniper upgrade. Ooh. This, at first thought it was going to be something with seekers, with seeing how you can use seekers as cloak other seekers with that upgrade. But it looks like he's going for the sniper up package. I wonder if that it changes their weapon to be a sniper gun. I wonder if that changes much. Let's see. Range is 375, rate of fire 0.75, penetration 3, damage 9. I'm just going to remember that, so when the weapon change, we can compare before and after. Looks like we got this Seeker just sitting next to the Tridents, like, hey, don't mind me, I'm not actually here. Do we see any, what is Pluck thinking? He has not seen anything out, so he could probably build a air attachment to get a scout out, just to see what he has. Looks like that, well, that Seeker's still there in the bush, and it looks like there's going to be a bit of attacking force coming out. Looks like, he definitely could have won. Pluck could have definitely won that fight, but he didn't like the lack of the vision in the bush, I guess. Looks like we got Howitzer Mines gain stealth and extended vision radius and remain longer for duration. Which is a pretty nice upgrade. Repair over time. Monitors gain stealth. Stealth sniper upgrade. Nothing too major, just some of the pretty much the standard upgrades. And both sides are content on massing up their force. Currently there's 2 refineries, one in the nice juicy 13 credits per second compared to the dry 10 credits per second, or the insufferable 8 credits per second. Looks like this Caddis plug is cleaned up, but there's a bit of animation error, which causes it to be there and not be there. Looks like there is a monitor aircraft out. Looks like that Seeker there was killed. Is there a dagger somewhere? Yeah, there's a dagger in there to spot the Seeker. Monitor craft trying to see what the opponent has. Looks like we got a stealth Seeker coming out. I think that was actually a sell-off, not a purchase. Seeker sees that there is no stealth detection this along the way, and he has also the sniper package. Let's see what exactly this involves. Okay, rate of fire was 0.75 and now it's 0.25, so the rate of fire is greatly decreased, almost like times 3. Is it times 3? Yeah, it's basically times 3. So the DPS actually goes down. However, the range does increase a little bit, so they have a bit more range factor, which could make the early engagement pretty favorable to the beater player, since his units will get off the first shot. And look at that, since there's no stealth detector, he walks straight in. What is Pluck thinking right now? Oh, he's right here. He sees, he wonders how did they get through. I don't think you realize that they have sniper upgrades. I'm not sure. This only shows you what the camera angle is like for him. He sees everything's depowered along that point, but the problem is he can't really depower the refineries since they're powering each other up. So for him to depower something, he needs to wipe out this first refinery and this conduit wire, and actually all conduit wires in between. So overall, and he's trying to take down the what's it called, the refinery, but will we get it? I don't think so. Penetration still did not go up, so they're actually having trouble. That's the problem. They don't have the DPS now to actually take out the refinery, since their penetration is still the same. Oh, then again, with the penetration like that, nice splashdown on some of the commandos. But let's see. Before they still have 10 armor. So before the stalkers could only do 1 damage. I guess it would be a bit better to have a sniper package for them when taking on buildings. Even though they have 3 armor penetration, that's 10 armor, which basically means 7 armor will do 2 damage per shot. Compared to with their 20 damage, with their 3 armor pen, they would do 13 damage per shot. And of course, times 3 rate of fire for the other one, so 6 versus 13. So it is a bit better to do the harassing versus buildings with those stalkers. But with 10 armor, it takes an incredibly long time to actually destroy a human building. I mean, the beater player, only his buildings, you can snipe a small hub which has smaller amount of health and much less armor. The main buildings have a lot of armor, but the hubs are too vulnerable, I say. Conduit wire has more armor, 100 less health, but more armor, which makes it much more durable in my opinion. Just cleaning up that force. There's some commandos in with the stalkers. And but he's going to snipe these 2 extractors is very nice. Stealth monitor. Looks like we've got some hailstorms out. He knows a large number of tridents, so hailstorms are not a good idea. Due to the fact that they only do 20 damage, it would take 7 of them to actually one-shot a group of tridents. So hailstorms are not a good idea. Yeah, there's just too much of a force for him to contend with in this area. Though I do know the re-stealth time for the stalkers is actually quite fast, so that's one good thing about them. He could have ran away and no, the dagger's there, they would have been stealth-detected, so it would probably be best for him to stand and fight. While his force is actually down the bottom, now he's going to counterattack the top, destroying another 2 extractors, making his opponent's economy... Oh, looks like he's reestablishing the extractors now, but he's doing a lot of economic damage, and that was a rocket ship, basically, it looked like. That's what I saw, that very end part. See here, we've got a lot of howitzers out. Enough, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So, they do have a lot of... 9 will definitely one-shot a stalker. These hailstorms are just not a good idea. Move and fire, that is good, but hailstorms with this against this army composition is not very good. I would say actually get what's it called? Avalanches, since they could one-shot tridents and Gladys, because their siege type weaponry are very strong. Now it looks like there's going to be a human counterattack. We do have actually a very large number of hailstorms out. This wall segment's not a complete wall off, but can be effective. He needs to get something in these bushes to, well, reveal the bush. Let's see. Looks like he's trying to pull up a wall before these units get through, but they're very low in health, and walls take 5 times 5 damage when they're building, so that was a bit... It was a nice try. Large amount of howitzers splashing down quite a bit of force. Now the large number of hailstorms actually going to do something. Look at that, all that damage. So many of them so low in health. Now they're very close to death. He needs a starter step because there we go. That group of tridents is pretty much dead. And now we got well, now the force is cleaned up. Now there's just basically it's artillery war, but a lot of these artillery are incredibly low on health. You may want to invest into a repair bay. The repair bay does not have to be back there. He could actually deploy a repair bay on the front line. I'm not sure if they can repair and shoot at the same time. That would be interesting, though. Sending the artillery over the wall. I just noticed something. It's red versus orange. Or is it red versus red? No, it's red versus orange, which the beater orange is incredibly dark. So, I just realized it's really hard to actually tell, other than looking at the actual units themselves, of who's who. Nice barrage of artillery. Looks like they all hit on top of the mountain. Looks like it was a forest fire on the ground. Perhaps he was doing it with a sensor. Yeah, the sensors, actually. Because if you look up here, he can actually see up there. I think there's a... yeah, there's a stealth monitor there. Looks like he's trying to move forward to some walls. Let's see, it looks like there's some upgrades are coming up. Predator... I'm not a fan of the Predator volley into a single shot. The DPS doesn't change, but I'd rather have the burst function over the than the semi-automatic function, in my opinion. Looks like Nimbus can now plan to do fire bombs. And we can see he's trying to siege this area, but with the human structures having so much natural armor, it's actually pretty hard to siege a human base. That's why I want to see hailstorms, because hailstorms do a significant amount of damage. Looks like he's selling off some structures, looks like, or moving them. I'm not sure. Nice splash on the artillery. There's a lot of artillery there, just shooting over the cover while his artillery is just shooting meaningless targets. Predator volley is done, and Nimbus bombs are soon to be done. Do we see any aircraft out just yet? Looks like he's building off some warbirds. He's actually at population cap. Do we have a Hand of Rock? No, looks like he just straight up has a lot of units out in the field, which is pretty impressive. He's constantly expanding, that's why he has so much economy. He probably should just invest into a lot of silos, since with his over saturation of 100 credits per second, he probably should just get a large hub and a bunch of small hubs and just build a bunch of silos for all that resources. And also get the economic tech upgrade. Heresy, I know. Economic tech upgrade. Currently, the human player is engaging quite cost effectively with all his artillery, but he's just being overwhelmed. He was contained from his base, which made it hard for him to expand, which is why the beta player is doing so strong. He destroyed these refineries that was down here, then went up to destroy these, so he was down pretty much half the refineries. See here, he can't deal with the two attacks coming at the same time. The artillery here is doing fine, but the artillery sentinels holding him back. Another artillery, anti-heavy sentinels are holding him back are being quite effective. Looks like that mine upgrade is doing quite effective also. I wonder how much the damage those mines do. Can't really tell. I think they do actually just do 23. Nice bombardment on those hailstorms. Nice bombing on the units. But there's just nothing to hold back the number of units, and plus these artilleries can move and shoot, so they just need to move forward, and plus there's a flanking force. So this is the end of the game. The beater player, just in this game, if you contain your looks like, ouch, one conduit wire depowered everything. That's just game over there. I think it was bombers that got it. I didn't see any units over there. You know, the bombers had the fire upgrade, so it probably would burn all the other structures. Not sure, but this is just game over. This is a very good replay. I like just seeing tech that's not being used quite often. And there's another thing I really hate, not surrendering. There's no reason to stay in the game like this if you already have lost. Just say surrender and just end the torment. Especially when you're losing refineries. And that's the end of the game. Oh, this is a very good replay. This is Lord.agion saying thank you for watching, signing off.